Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming back. I do appreciate it. Sorry we lost the stream there. I'm going to give it maybe a couple seconds. I think what happened was it was choppy anyway, and then when I touched the phone and moved the phone, we lost the stream. So I'm going to hopefully be able to show you a little bit of this video from Harry Chapin called "Flowers Are Red." I'm going to hang in a little bit to just to say hi and see if we can get some more people to join the room. Gee, thank you for being here and coming back. I really do appreciate that. It's so frustrating when technology lets you down a little bit, but considering how many people are broadcasting now on Meerkat and how many people are using the Wi-Fi and all, I guess we should be very grateful for the fact that we do have this opportunity to talk to each other and get to know each other. So instead of looking at the glass half empty, I'm trying to look at it half full, because it's really nice to know that, number one, we have this technology available to us, and I get to strike two. I get to try. I get to try again. Kathy's saying she looks for her bottle of patience. Thanks, Kathy. Did you find it? Because I really do appreciate you coming back. Thanks for you who are coming back and joining us. I really do appreciate it. One of the things that we talked about last Friday was gratitude and the importance of gratitude and the health impacts of being grateful. There's a lot of Kathy says she didn't find it. There's a lot of benefits to gratitude and patience, and one of the things that we talked about. Thank you for the emojis, Kathy. I appreciate that. One of the things we talked about last Friday was with gratitude is number one, it's not something that's inherent to a human being. We have to really work at being grateful, work at remembering to be grateful. And so we need to, number one, recognize what we're grateful for. And then once you've recognized what you're grateful for, you need to acknowledge it. And after you acknowledge what you're grateful for, you need to appreciate it. Kathy says the dog refused to talk at my screen. Lacey, please talk to me. I'm feeling really left out now. She talks any other time. Is it just me she doesn't want to talk to, Kathy? I'm going to get a little bit of a complex about that. Just kidding. Trying to hold this phone so I can get to that video. So I'm going to probably just go ahead and try doing it. So I'm going to turn it around and see what I can do here. So again, we were talking about this song by Harry Chapin. It's called "Flowers Are Red," and basically it's about this little boy who goes to school, and he gets his crayons out, and he starts to color, and he colors all these different colors of the rainbow because he just sees them all. And the teacher admonishes him, and she says, "Nope, flowers are red and green leaves are green." So just to emphasize the impact that we can have on the lives of children and on their attitudes by sharing our attitudes as well. So here we go. Let's see if it works.
Well, the teacher put him in a corner. She said, "It's for your own good, and you won't come out till you get it right, responding like you should." Well, finally he got lonely. Frightening thoughts filled his head. And he went up to that teacher, and this is what he said.
Flowers are red, the green leaves are green. There's no need to see flowers any other way than the way they always have been seen.
So she beats him down.
Well, time went by like it always does. He moved to another town, and the little boy went to another school, and this is what he found. The teacher there was smiling. She said painting should be fun, and there are so many colors in a flower, so let's paint everyone. And that little boy painted flowers in neat rows of green and red. And when the teacher asked him why, this is what he said.
Flowers are red, flowers. The green leaves are green. Green leaves. There's no need to see see flowers any other way than the way they always have been seen.
But there must still be a way to have our children say, there are so many colors in the rainbow, so many colors in the morning sun, so many colors in the flower, and I see everyone. There are so many colors in the rainbow, so many colors in the morning sun, so many colors in the flower, and I see everyone.
So hopefully you get the point there. We have an opportunity to be welcoming and to be inclusive and to demonstrate that to our children and to everyone around us. Actually, in that story, the little boy, he didn't have any preconceived notions. He was including everything. And it was the teacher who said, no, here are these guidelines, and the guidelines say flowers are red and green leaves are green, and that's it. And she eventually beat him down. And the sad part of this story, and which is it truly is sad, and that, you know, I love happy endings too. But what it demonstrates is we can really do permanent damage by beating people down into submission and by showing a negative attitude. So anyway, I love that song, and I love the fact that it just calls to mind how important our words are and how important our actions are, and how important it is to have a positive attitude, because if our attitudes are positive, our actions are positive, and it's those positive actions that are going to change the world. Germany says, there's a great kids book, It's Okay to Be Different, addresses different. I've actually seen that book online. I've not read it. I'm really looking forward to it. There's another one called Tibby Tried. I have that one on order. I'm really interested in getting a collection of those books together to perhaps be able to have a library that we can share somehow with the schools around here. And sometimes reading a children's book kind of hits home to an adult too. So I thank you, Germany. I really do appreciate it. I'll look for that book, It's Okay to Be Different, by Todd Parr. Do you know if it's available on Amazon? Is it something that I can pick up that way? Because I'm really interested in pulling together that library, and I really appreciate that input, because I think we can all benefit by knowing what's available, those types of resources that are available out there for just to address differences, not necessarily disability, but certainly that's our focus here at Uniquely the Same and at Samcast. At Samcast, we have a group of people with a heart for disability who really want to see what we can do to demystify disability and to hopefully get people to consider looking at Uniquely the Same, which is our nonprofit organization, our mission is to assist those affected by disability or economic disadvantage to improve the quality of life for all. Not just for those affected by disability, but for everybody, because by including those affected by disability in our lives are improved as well. It just expands our community. We're all people after all, and we all bring value to the table. We're all important, and to not be inclusive is just not good common sense. As I said before, you know, common sense is not necessarily a flower that grows in everybody's garden. So we really want to do what we can to dispel some of the ignorance associated with walking alongside those affected by disability, and to help understand that we're all people, and we all have value and we all have dignity. Oh, Germany, that's so cool. You've used them for adults. Let me contact the author. Used to be at Target. I would love that. And if you could get back to us, you could DM me. That would be fine. DM me either at iBlevins or here at Samcast, at Samcast_UTS. We would love to get those kind of messages, because we're really interested in collecting those kind of things and knowing what's available out there so we can share them too. I'm in Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Where are you, Germany? Actually, that's an interesting story too. Right now I'm in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, which is where the main offices for Uniquely the Same is, but I actually have a home in Springfield, Illinois, and I commute back and forth between Pennsylvania and Illinois. So I get around. I drive a lot, that's for sure. And I wanted to share too, because for those of you who may be new, I lost the stream earlier and just wanted to reinforce that my goal for today's talk was truly to establish a connection with somebody here in this room, to remember to be grateful for that connection, and then to pay it forward, to explain that the Meerkat community is a community that's built on relationship. And I've been so fortunate to be supported by people who have their own broadcasts, who take the time to drop into this room. Funky Fairy's been in and out at Living Chic. Lydia's been here, Lattes with Lydia. We have so many friends that we've met here so far on Meerkat, and looking forward to meeting more friends as we go along. The importance of Meerkat, what's different about Meerkat and so exciting about Meerkat is it's a social media that's based on relationship, and you have time and to be able to make a connection and to have a conversation and get to know people here on Meerkat a little bit better. And I think as we improve Meerkat, there's more functionality that's available that's being proposed for Meerkat. As that expands, then our ability to connect is going to expand even that much more too. So, San Francisco Bay Area. So that's interesting. So yeah. Actually, my husband's family is from California, so El Cajon and Palm Desert, out that way. So I'm a little bit familiar with that neck of the woods. So yeah, I would really appreciate it if you could DM me, Germany, and let me know where that book is available. It's called, let's see, for those who are new, It's Okay to Be Different by Todd Parr, a children's book on addressing differences. So really, really excited about that. So, and excited to get to know all of you and connect with you here on Meerkat, and to explain to you that although Samcast, maybe let me start all over. Samcast, which I'm broadcasting from right now, Samcast is you can call me Sam, but Samcast is really a channel for Uniquely the Same, and we have different personalities that broadcast from Samcast at Samcast_UTS. I'm just one of them. I'm going to be broadcasting on Friday afternoons, or right now it's Friday afternoons. We have other people who broadcast on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Cal Clark broadcasts on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he will be broadcasting more frequently than that, but right now that's what his schedule is. Rob Olszewski broadcasts on Tuesday afternoons at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have Frank Petruzzello, who broadcasts on Wednesday nights at 11 o'clock. He talks about WWE and mixed martial arts. He happens to be visually impaired, so to hear his wealth of knowledge from a person with that visual impairment is really exciting and fun. So if you're interested in wrestling and mixed martial arts, Frank's your guy. Nero will be broadcasting tomorrow, Saturday at 11 o'clock, I believe. He's going to be talking about assistive technology. I think he did a broadcast last week on Windows 10, so it's nice to hear his broadcast. He's a really great personality. He does not know a stranger. He will reach out to you, and he'd be great man on the street kind of a broadcast. Sam Hasselbush is a singer-songwriter who has the voice of an angel. I always say she's wonderful. I can't imagine you wouldn't love hearing Sam sing. She has her songs are on iTunes. She has her own CDs. Her CD is in my car right now as we speak. She's one of my favorites. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but I don't want to miss these comments either. So let's see. Kathy says there was a Meerkat update last night. Oh, was it a Meerkat? There was a Meerkat update for iPhone, I know. Was there one for Android as well? Maybe that has something to do with the stability of the broadcast today. I don't know. I really apologize for losing the stream and and coming back. But thank you so much for those of you who came back. I really do appreciate it. We were talking today about the importance of inclusion, and what got me thinking about the whole inclusion thing was an incident that occurred with my nephew, who is 8 years old, who has cerebral ataxia, who was excluded from a birthday party. And something as simple as that is really a big thing. I like to say, if you consider the impact of all those little things, there really is no such thing as a little thing. So being excluded is so hurtful, and people with disabilities are often excluded from social situations, and unrightfully so. So I'm just asking us to consider the importance of inclusion and opening your hearts and minds to include those affected by disability and those who are different from us in some way, shape, or form, whether they have a disability or no disability. Those who are different, those who are unique. We're all uniquely the same. That's how we came up with the name for our organization. We all are unique in our own way. We all have a little something different about us, yet we are all created equal. We were all God's creation. So however you look at your God, we're all created in the image of that God. So anyway, really important to us to consider the fact that we want to be inclusive of everyone. We want to be a community where everyone is not just welcome, but everyone is celebrated when you come to the community, as we all should feel that type of welcoming and celebration, and reach out our hands to welcome and celebrate others. So thank you so much for being here. Last Friday we talked a bit about gratitude and the importance of gratitude and the health impacts of gratitude, and the importance of maybe even deciding to keep a gratitude journal. But one of the things that was part of that talk was the importance of paying a compliment. And Mark Twain said he could live for 2 months on a good compliment, and I think I can too. I've worked in management administration for many, many years, and I can tell you I used to get a really nice paycheck before I got laid off. But money was never my primary motivator. It never was, never will be. If you say to me, good job, if you give me that pat on the back, if you give me a compliment, I'm going to keep going, just like the Energizer Bunny. So you can never underestimate the importance of paying a compliment, and the importance of paying a compliment and making someone feel included. When you pay a compliment, there's a right way and a wrong way to pay a compliment. Believe it or not, there's 5 steps to paying a good compliment. Number 1, be genuine in your compliment. People can sense if you don't really mean it. If you have a compliment to say it. I often think about, I listened to this speaker, Joyce Meyer, if any of you heard her speak before, but one of the things that she talked about in the particular time I heard her speak was, if you're going to err on the side of righteousness. So what she meant by that was, look for the positive. When you walk by somebody in the mall and you think, wow, I love her hairdo. That's really pretty. Why don't we stop and say, wow, your hairdo, I love your haircut. You look really nice today. Or somebody sings in church next to you and you notice their particularly beautiful voice. Why don't we turn and say, wow, that voice, you have the voice of an angel. It's really nice to be able to stand next to you today. Not having a good voice myself, when I hear somebody sing like that, it just impresses me to no end to have that gift and to have that tool. So err on the side of righteousness. Be genuine with your compliments. Let's see. Would you consider repeating the material where you began? I think that's what I'm doing now. Let's see. Oh, that's horrible for a child. Yes. And yeah, Jeremy says, love Joyce. So yeah, so you've heard Joyce Meyer speak. So yeah, sometimes she's just downright real. So when I heard her say that, this particular talk really hit home with me. Yes, I want to welcome everybody who's coming into the room. Those of you who speak and don't speak, it's nice to have you hanging out. But I love your comments and I love your feedback. It really helps me to to stay engaged with this conversation. I'm on the Myers-Briggs scale. My personality type is an E, so I get my energy from you. And can you feel it? When I just feel the energy building up. It's really nice to have you here and have the comments coming in, and to be able to have this dialogue back and forth. So we're talking about paying a compliment. Number one, be genuine. Number two, don't give a backhanded compliment. Like, let me think of a backhanded compliment. Oh, you throw really well for a girl. You know, that whole, you didn't have to say it for a girl. If you just say you've got a really good arm, that's a good compliment. Be specific with your compliments. So if you walk into somebody's home, say, and you notice they have a great knack for decorating, don't just say, well, you have a lovely home. Say, wow, you have a really beautiful knack for decorating. That personalizes that compliment, so people feel it personally, not just a generalized compliment. And one thing that I really struggle with, that I know a lot of other people do, is when you get a compliment, don't brush it off. When you brush off a compliment, it's like somebody just gave you a gift and you're saying, no thanks, here, no, you take it back, I don't want it. So when you get a compliment, it's really important to accept it and to smile and to be grateful for that compliment, because the person is giving you a gift. And it just makes people feel good to pay a compliment. So just accept it, say thank you, and move forward. And that's step 5, smile and say thank you. So those are the 5 steps of compliments. Kathy says about Joyce, she's not my favorite, but she has said things that are well said. Yeah, I'm not sure that she's my favorite either, but there are times when something just strikes a chord with me, and that happened to strike a chord. The err on the side of righteousness. I'm really motivated by positive motivation pictures and little quotes. And if you look on our Facebook page, you'll see that on Wednesdays and Sundays we put out motivational quotes and pictures, and we've started tweeting them too. So hopefully you're noticing tweets from us with positive pictures and positive comments. We're trying to send positive karma out into the world. We see enough negative things, so we feel like it's really nice, or I feel like it's really nice to put positive things out there as well. Yeah, Kathy says it's difficult if you're not used to compliments. I think that's hard. You need to. I'm really good at paying compliments. I'm really hard on myself. I'm probably my own worst critic. And Kathy, I think you're very much like me. But I'm learning to say thank you. And when you say thank you and smile and accept it, it builds up your confidence. Well, maybe it really is right. Maybe they're right. So it's nice to say thank you and move forward. Germany says, I love her false evidence appearing real for fear. And Kathy says, as there's none of my family in here. Thank you for the drink. I'm not used to talking this long. I know I'm a big talker, but talking this long is a little bit different for me. So it's exciting. It's fun. It's fun to have you here. As I said, I'm getting energy from all of you here in the room. Whether you're speaking or not, it's nice to see you coming in and joining the room and supporting Samcast, because we're working really hard to grow this channel and to establish the relationships and friendships with all y'all. That's my Midwest, all y'all. I would say yins from those of us in Pennsylvania. So we're trying to build relationships nonetheless. Kathy says, the first time I ever remember saying she was proud of me. Oh, that's so sweet. Germany says, I think women in general have difficulty with compliments. I think that might be true to some degree. Maybe we're getting past that. I hope we are. And Kathy, I don't want to pass this opportunity to say I'm proud of you and the things that you do for Uniquely the Same, and for those of us here at Samcast. Kathy is a big supporter, and she comes to our cast, and she's in the audience, and she supports us. She's trained her dog to talk to us. She is a motivated, kind, supportive, loving, generous person, and it's so nice to have you in our Uniquely the Same Samcast family. Kathy, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate it. My mom was, after I told her I went to join camp. You're welcome, Kathy. Fear, false evidence appearing real. Oh. So is that something she talks about, or is that something, because I don't watch Joyce Meyer all the time. I've only watched her several times and walked away with a couple really good things. So I'm not sure if that's a premise that she lives by, or if that's something she talks about, false evidence appearing real. Thank you for that feedback. I do appreciate it, Cal. So we talked about gratitude last week, and oh, I know what I was going to say. Gratitude. I was really excited yesterday when I joined Lydia's broadcast in the morning, Lattes with Lydia at Living Chic. She was talking about, it was Thankful Thursday, I think, and she was talking about gratitude as well. To me, my first reaction was, wow, hopefully what I spoke about with gratitude is as impressive as what Lydia's talking about. And then I checked myself. And I thought, you know what? The more we talk about being grateful, the more we recognize the importance of being grateful, the more we get that out in the world, the better off we are. And who better than Lydia to talk about gratitude? She has a really large audience, and people were so engaged in talking about the things for which they're grateful. So I would encourage you, if you have something that you're really grateful for, if you would put it in your comments, we could share that here too and just put it out in the world, some positive thoughts as we move forward. Cal Clark, thank you. I didn't explain it well. Cal's on the ball here, and I don't know if you didn't explain it well, Germany. I wouldn't say that. It was probably me, because when you're trying to engage in a conversation here and read the comments, it's a little bit difficult, so I really do appreciate both of you, and the input really helps. Kathy says it's the little things. Yeah, it's if you reach out, so you're grateful for the little things, reaching out and sharing those little things, and again, in kindness, you don't have to spend money. Money doesn't buy happiness, unless you spend it on other people, maybe. But money doesn't buy happiness. I agree with you, Kathy. It's the little things that make a difference. So keeping a gratitude journal, I think, is important. If you can give yourself enough structure to write down even one thing a week, one thing that you're grateful for, so that when you're feeling really low, you can look back and you can see, wow, I forgot. As I was doing my thing for last week, and I was trying to think of, okay, it's Friday of this last week of May, and I need to think about things I'm grateful for. I should have thought about it before, but I'm looking back and I'm trying to think of things I'm grateful for, and things start coming to me, and then it struck me. This was Memorial Day week. I have so much to be grateful for. Here I am living in the United States, where men and women have fought and died for me. How just to take a moment and think about the gratitude for that helped me. It made my week so much better. And you start from a different spot when you're grateful. So just take a moment and write it down if you can take a moment to write it down. I had a need for a heat pack. My girlfriend made and brought one over, a rice bag to microwave. Oh, those are so nice, Kathy. Those that you pop in the microwave and you can put on wherever you're hurting. That was sweet of her to do that. Yeah, it's like one of those things that just was thoughtful. You knew she had you in mind when she did that, because it was specifically for you. And how hard was that? Something really nice that made a difference to you. Germany says, I'm grateful that I was able to have raised garden beds put in so I can grow food to eat. Raised garden beds, what a cool thing. The older I get, bending over and getting on your knees and digging through the dirt, although it's really fun and rewarding to grow things, a raised garden bed is so wonderful. So you can reach the plants and the weeds and whatever else you're doing. Yeah, that's a nice thing to be grateful for. Cal says, this is Ida's second broadcast. Please consider encouraging her with an emoji. Yes, keep your emojis coming. I do appreciate your encouragement. It makes a big difference to me. Yeah, your encouragement and your enthusiasm, it makes a difference. And just your sticking around makes a difference. Whether you're making comments or not making comments. I really appreciate you coming to the room and sticking with us. It makes a big difference. Thank you, Germany, for the hearts. I appreciate Kathy. Thank you too. Kathy says, I'm going to Lowe's. You're going to go shopping for it, huh? You're one of the busiest women I know, Kathy. You're always doing something. So if you have to leave, I understand. Thank you for coming and spending time here at the broadcast. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot to me, and I'm grateful for it. I think as you include that word, grateful, in your conversation, it conditions you to be grateful for things that happen. So, and expressing your gratitude is important. Kathy says, oh, well, I keep asking for raised beds. So you're going to go out and build your own? Is that what you're telling me, Kathy? Germany, you might be able to help Kathy with the raised bed situation. They're great when you can't walk well or have poor knees. I agree. I can't, that whole knee thing is rough. So yeah, a lot of cities are taking what little bit is left of their green space. I'm thinking about in St. Louis, Missouri. They're taking some of their public green space and putting in raised beds and using that opportunity to grow organic food for the neighborhoods and to supplement people's food pantries and that sort of thing too. So there's lots of opportunity with raised beds in our own gardens, but also to share that food as well. Mine, Germany says, I don't know if you're a man or a woman, Germany, but mine are at 3 feet. Germany is a woman, I'm told. So, got it, Germany, 3 feet. I'll remember that. So thank you so much, and thank you for the emojis. Kathy says, so I guess if the stuff lands here, I'm not sure 3 would be high enough. Actually, 3 foot, you'd be surprised how well that works. We had an adult daycare center at the hospital where I worked, and it was attached to our home health agency, so where I was a manager there too, and it worked really well. We actually had it built so the wheelchair could roll up to it. So it was, the beds were kind of on an angle, so a chair could roll up, and people really enjoyed getting their hands dirty and growing the foods too. So, but I guess whatever works for you. Thanks, Germany, a female. I'll remember that. Us girls got to stick together. Thank you, Funky Fairy, for liking this and retweeting it. It means a lot to me coming from you. I watch your program often. You're so much fun, and I love watching how you make the T-shirts and the conversations you have, and the real conversations that happen. It's nice to be part of that and to feel like, I don't know. I guess my best description is it's real. I feel like it's real and it's fun. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support, and I thank you for being here. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to Samcast, and it means a lot to Uniquely the Same. Thank you so much for all of you for being here. I really do appreciate it. Well, you're welcome. You're very welcome. That's one thing when talking about embracing our uniqueness, and one of my goals for today, that was one of the things Lydia talked about, was you should always have goals. Well, I always do have goals, but when I was thinking about my goals for Samcast, I had pretty lofty goals, and it didn't take me long to reevaluate my goals. I'm so hard on myself that I don't want to set a goal that looks so out of reach to me or that looks insurmountable. But my goal truly is to work to establish a true relationship with at least one person each broadcast. And to me, that's something that's doable. And I mean it. I think there's so much opportunity, especially here in the Meerkat family, the Mirror family, or the Mirror homies, or whatever we call it, the Meerkat family, to establish relationships. And going back to my goals, so my goal is to establish those relationships and to be grateful for that relationship, and then to pay it forward. It's really important to me to acknowledge that there are people out here who are, I guess, seasoned veterans of Meerkat what that means is Meerkat isn't that old. So if you're a seasoned veteran, you've been doing this for about 90 days. But there are those of you who are really, really good at this, who have been very helpful to those of us who are just starting out. So if I can offer a hand up, or just say, go and listen to other people who are broadcasting and learn from them and ask questions, be an active participant in the room. It helps. It helps to get the comments and to get the retweets and to get the likes and support each other, because we have a unique opportunity here in the Meerkat world. We're on the ground floor of something that could be very, very big, and we could paint our own story. We can make it a social media that truly is built on relationships, where we can set an example and lead each and support each other. I just think it's so important. Kathy says you did a good job. Thank you so much. Goal 1, get out of bed. That's always a good goal. And for some people, that may be the only thing you can accomplish today. But if you accomplish that goal, then good for you. I mean, identify your goals and work towards them. Cal says, I told Funky Fairy I want their help designing a Meerkat in a wheelchair. Wouldn't that be a cool design? That would be so awesome to have you help us get that established. And I think that, we talk, Samcast, let's see, is a part of Uniquely the Same. And at Uniquely the Same, we love the name because it truly describes who we all are. We're all unique, yet we're all the same. And there's all sorts of rationale behind that. But when you're typing it out or saying Uniquely the Same, it's a mouthful. So what we've done is we've kind of shortened it. So if it's to UTS, and we've tried to decide how we're going to spell that word, and we've decided on we're going to say it like Utes. It rhymes with boots. So what is a Ute? A Ute is somebody who supports Uniquely the Same. So maybe Funky Fairy could help us decide what a Ute is too. What does a Ute really look like? It looks like you or me, or it looks like something that everybody has an identity. So is there something out there that we could all claim as an identity and be part of Uniquely the Same? But I love the idea of a meerkat in a wheelchair. Because our focus, as you look at all of our broadcasts from Samcast, we'll have a hashtag disability, because we really want to, even though we have different content, all of the broadcasters for Samcast will have either a disability themselves, or will have a heart for disability, and we'll be talking about how we can dispel the ignorance that is associated oftentimes with dealing with people, or getting to know people, or being comfortable around people with disabilities, because after all, we're all just people. So I think Cal once said, wrap your head around this. People with disabilities don't want to be pigeonholed into a group called people with disabilities. We're all just people. So I'll be working towards that end. Anybody who's broadcasting from Samcast has that in mind. We just want to be a community of friends. And this, we see Meerkat as an opportunity to develop that community, grow our community, to help us get to the goal for Uniquely the Same. And our goal for Uniquely the Same is to build a world full of villages where people with disabilities and those without can live side by side in community. And to improve quality of life for everybody, to address basic quality of life needs like housing, employment, education, transportation, medical services. Right now, what we're doing at Uniquely the Same is we're in a study process. So for the next couple of years, because our goal is so big to build this world full of villages, we want to do it right. We want to take the time, take a deep breath, see what we can do to visit and identify those services, those organizations maybe that have something similar to what we're planning. But we want to learn from the best. We want to take those ideas that truly are something that align with our vision and our philosophy and our goals, and use those. And those places that have things that maybe we identify as things that aren't for Uniquely the Same, we want to put that on our list too. The to-dos and the not-to-dos. So when we do build this world full of villages, and we build our first village, it's right. We really feel like we are on the right path, As we're doing the studying, though, we're trying to help people on a one-by-one basis. So that's my job right now. Part of my job here at Uniquely the Same, I'm the Director of Operations at Uniquely the Same. And I manage the day-to-day functions of the organization. And what I try to do is identify resources and connect people with those resources and get to know you. That's really the most important part of my job. Reaching out, seeing what I can do to connect people and resources, and then helping to build the community. And hopefully you can see and hear that I'm sincere. I really want to establish those relationships. I want to get us a family. Right now we're a Meerkat family. I want to have a Uniquely the Same family, and we're really well on the road to doing that. We've got a lot of members so far, and I would encourage you, if you're interested about Uniquely the Same, go to our website and learn more about us. We're at uniquelythesame.org, and we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Meerkat, we're on Pinterest, and we have a wonderful Pinterest page, boards that we're developing now with lots of good information about disability there on Pinterest. Let's see, Cal says, I don't have a flower emoji, so you have to, yes, the poor Android users. We're compared to, I'm an iPhone user, I'm a diehard iPhone fan, although I have an antique iPhone right now at a 4S. I can't wait to get my 6 Plus, even though I know it's going to be huge compared to what I'm working with now, but looking forward to updating that. But with iPhones, we're able to do the emojis right from our keyboard. Germany says, I worry I'm too interactive, but I'm a teacher, so I like students to interact. I don't think there's anything, such a thing as too interactive, Germany. That's what we need. How are we going to learn each other and learn how to relate to each other unless we have a conversation? So the conversation that you're providing, the feedback that you're providing me and us, all those here in the room, we're all learning from it. So yeah, I kind of had a hint maybe you were a teacher. I connected. Most of my family are teachers, and how I wound up not being one, I'm not really sure, other than I was a rebel. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to go into healthcare. I knew I wanted to do something to help patients, but I didn't want to have anything to do with that hands-on patient care. One time, one person vomits in front of me, and I'm a goner. So I can read about it, I can manage it, but seeing it in hands-on, God bless those nurses and aides and caregivers and caretakers. I not for me, but we all have to find our place in the world. And I'm so proud to be associated with teachers, and you've got a rough job out there, and not recognize how much work goes into being a teacher often. So I do recognize it because I live with the teacher, and I live with teachers, and all my college roommates were teachers, and my nieces are teachers. So yeah, thanks for being here, and don't think you can be too interactive. I love it. So thank you so much for your interaction. Kathy says it's rained forever. I think she said yesterday they were building an ark in Virginia. Jeremy says, when I'm in the classroom, nothing worse than silence. Oh, I know. The crickets it's bad. It's bad. 'Cause I've taught several college classes, and I can tell you that when you're teaching a class and you see that light bulb go on and you know you finally reached somebody, isn't that the best feeling ever? Like to know that, oh wow, they got it, and they got it because I was able to help them get it. It's a wonderful thing. My sister always says that you can't really, a teacher can't really teach. What a teacher does is assist one in learning, and I think that's cool, assisting people in learning, and you're doing that by your conversation and by your interaction. Thank you, Germany, for that. Funky Fairy says, hi at Cal Clark. I think it sounds awesomeness idea. Great. Kathy says, with the dog. Cal says, I know there would be a market for a blink meerkat. Yep. Cal is always thinking about those kind of things, and I think those kind of ideas really do connect us. So it's fun to have somebody who thinks on that plane. I don't do that so much, but I really count on people who do, and that's one of the things we talk about is embracing our uniqueness, finding your gifts. What do you bring to the table? Because it's all of us that makes this world go round. So, yep, good ideas, Cal, and good idea, Funky Fury, if you can help make it happen. Autocorrect, yeah. You have to when you're reading these comments, you really have to get good at translating autocorrect. Oh, nice little emojis there, Kathy, that you're doing on your system. But yeah, she's in her backyard. It's Niagara Falls. Peach Flusher says, teachers are not incarcerated and don't have to be a teacher if they don't want to. You're absolutely right, Peach. Being a teacher is definitely a chosen occupation, and God bless those who choose that occupation. They're smart enough to know what the job is before they take the job. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that there's a lot of well, you should, any career that you venture into, you should be doing some research into it and know what's involved in that job. So yeah, I do think that teachers know what they're in for, but they do it because they choose to do it, and that's what they want to do. And I don't think that Germany was saying anything negative about being a teacher. She just likes the interaction, and as do I. Germany says, we need rain here in California. Yeah, we have family in the California area, Germany, and it's getting rough out there with the drought. I know that rain would be a good thing. We've actually had family members who've lost their home due to fires out there as a result of the drought. So yeah, rain in California would be a good thing. Teachers know what the pay is before they take the job. Yes, they do. And yet they take the job. I'll leave it at that. Peach, it has rained here for a week. Kathy's, it keeps raining, and we just can't give it up. Oh, Jerry says she fell into teaching. I was a nurse first. Oh, well, that's interesting to know. I understand that. Actually, my son was all of my children. I have 3 sons. 2 of them are physical therapists. 1 of them is a nurse. But the one who just became a nurse he had his master's degree in marine biology, was doing research on diabetes, and he called me one evening and said, you know, Mom, I love what I'm doing. I think what I'm doing is meaningful, but doing brain surgery on rats, I need to have human interaction. And I was so fortunate because I worked at a hospital that had an associated nursing program, and they were doing their first accelerated nursing program. So he was able to get into that program and get his BSN in 9 months. So he's a nurse now. He absolutely loves his job and gets that human interaction now that he was missing so much before. And he's sort of indentured to the hospital where I worked. So he's living at home again, although, you know, at 30 years old, probably not the most exciting thing for him, but it's exciting for the family to have him available and close by. So yeah, we have a lot of people in healthcare in my family too. Peach says, I can't become a fireman and then complain about having to go into a home on fire to save people. Right. You choose what you want to do, Peach. I think that that's so important about why we're all different. We all bring different gifts to the table. Choose what you want to do. Identify what it is. Realize research what you're going to be. Realize what the drawbacks are and the positive things are, and make your decision that way. And that's what it is. We all bring gifts to the table. And I think sometimes it's hard to decide what you want to be when you grow up. I certainly didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. When I went to college, I thought I knew what I wanted to be. I thought I wanted to be a beautician, and my parents decided that I was going to go to college. So I did go to college. I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I did what I did. It's been very meaningful and helpful to me, and I've been able to help others through doing that too. Cal says there's a new Android update that allows control of notification sounds from profile screen. Oh, that would be nice, so you don't hear those annoying dings if you don't want to hear dings all the time, or whatever that sound is, that chime. JR retweeted and liked. Thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Cal says, Peach, I think you can complain about anything, but that's a talent. Well, we like to have that mixed dialogue in the room because it's not all sunshine and roses all the time. So I really do like to hear different sides of the debate, of the argument. I really do appreciate that. I was going to say, although those of you who know me personally, and there are several in the room who do, know that I really am Pollyanna, and I really do like to look on the happy side of life. I like happy songs. I like happy endings. I realize that that's not always possible, but that doesn't stop me from liking it. Germany says a Peach Flasher, I'm not complaining about anything, no. Peach has just given us input and likes to help the conversation move along and stimulate some thought, and we appreciate that that input. Peach, thank you for that. He says, nice to see you here, Cal. Yeah, I've been in Peach. Peach is the anti-Ida. Well, supporting you, buddy, you're cool. Well, Peach, thank you for being here, and believe it or not, even with your comments, I find it as supportive. So thank you for being there. Any comments that we get, any dialogue is really appreciated. We like to. It's hard sitting here having a conversation to just a screen and looking at yourself. So seeing those words and seeing a dialogue and stimulating conversation is really important. It's very much appreciated. Talking about embracing your uniqueness today, and talking about why that's important, and learning to pay it forward, especially as we have this opportunity here at Meerkat with this particular type of social media. We have an opportunity to truly establish maybe a groundbreaking social media where it's based on relationships, and those people who are here having this dialogue, listening to this conversation, streaming your own streams, get out there and stream. We have an opportunity to support each other and to make this culture that will help others, and to me that's so exciting. Let's see. Peach says, "Oh dear, I have no rose-colored glasses." Peach, I could lend you mine. I have some rose-colored glasses. You're welcome to use them anytime you feel the urge to see things on the sunny side of life. Peach says, "I'm glad you're here, Jaywalker." Germany, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that emoji. I like the hearts, and I like that the support that you're giving me too. So we talked about embracing your uniqueness, why that's important to do, how we can be there to support each other. So it's important to embrace your own uniqueness and be comfortable in your own skin. It's also important to embrace the uniqueness of others, even those who are out there that are maybe stirring the pot a little bit. I want to embrace those too. No, it's important we're all different, and that's what makes the world go round, and that's what makes life exciting. If we were all the same, how boring would that be? So it's nice to have different personalities, different cultures, different ways of being. So it's nice to have that represented here. Peach says, "Yes, always clean, always polite, not a troll. I'm an ogre." I know you're not a troll, Peach. I've been in rooms with you many times, and I've enjoyed watching you and seeing the dialogue and the interaction. It's interesting. So I'm here with you. I get it. So I'm not intimidated at all, as you can probably tell, but really do appreciate that interaction. So thank you for that. For those of you who came to the room today and had the interaction, who provided comments, thank you so much for that. For those of you who liked or retweeted, if you haven't done that, if you could do that, I really would appreciate your likes and your retweets. I'd love it if you'd come back and visit Samcast. Samcast is not just me, it's not just Cal Clark.